juice. We got it, we got it, juice. We got it, we got it, juice.
All right, everybody, we're gonna get this started. If you guys do not know me, my name is Kate, also known as Kate Nevin, and now your official co-host of The Juice. So we thank you guys for coming out to this live taping, but I'm gonna give it to the originator, the creator, the big head of The Juice, Brandon.
Yo, how's everybody doing out there tonight? Oh, there we go.
Oh, y'all lit.
Come on, y'all. Y'all can do better than that. Come on now. Welcome to episode 3 of The Juice. We are live, blessed, happy to have a live venue, and I appreciate everyone for coming out tonight. It really means a lot. So thank you. Everyone's looking beautiful. Got the legs showing, got the heels on, guys in the blazers. Some of us for the most part. But yeah, I really appreciate y'all for coming out.
All right. Well, can I get into it? Can I introduce these lovely people?
I mean, they're important too. We need them. They're important to the show.
All right. Well, first up, we have our lovely naturalista, Fifi. Okay, next we have my newfound friend, Patrick, and y'all, he is fabulous. Just everything.
Go ahead,
okay? Pat. And next, we have our Dovely lady, Autumn. And last, but certainly not least,
The man himself.
Kylie Richardson. So those are our beautiful guests, and we're going to go ahead and get right into question number 1. As an African American, do you feel that UWF is welcoming to minority students and teachers? Fifi, let's hear from you first.
And be honest, no BS.
I honestly will say, like, they don't. Unfortunately, we are a PWI. I mean, everybody up here attends the University of West Florida. Being a predominantly white institution, well, being at a predominantly white institution, there's not much hands-on African American studies. There's not like classes. There aren't really too many African American teachers around. So it's kind of like hard to embrace the black culture on campus. So I would say no, our school doesn't really touch base on that.
Go ahead, Pat.
Well, I really can't say much. Like, I've only been at UWF for 2 months now. Coming from an HBCU, I can honestly say that no. I mean,
He's honest.
comparing the two, at an HBCU, you have those classes, you have your African American studies, you have those courses, you have that life there that gives you pride to go there. Going to a PWI, you're like, okay, where's this class? Can I learn about this history? Can I learn about this? And they're like, oh, we may not offer that class, or you can't go to this school, go somewhere else and get it. So UWF, have to say nothing.
All right, let's hear from Kylie next.
Yes, you.
I agree with everybody else. I can't sit here and say positively that UWF does promote anything with African American background. Now I'm taking a different approach. It's not necessarily the classes, but it's the program. Since I've been here, I've noticed that changes from trio to student success to even the men's conference now. At one point, it was directed towards African American and minority students, and now they dress up inclusion or diversity. Last time I checked, there's some definitions for different.
Okay, I can respect that. Going into question number 2, and I found this very interesting. I seen this tweet that was sent to me by one of our viewers, and the question says, a woman should be spending at least $500 a month on her man at minimum. At minimum. Okay, the fellas agree with that. At least $500 on her man. Only single women would disagree with this topic. And this question goes vice versa. So it's saying that for the women, do you believe that your man should be spending at least $500 on you? So your question go either way.
Can we just say that a majority of y'all are college students, and if you are agreeing with this, single or not single, y'all have lost your minds? But I'm gonna let you, can I pick the first person? All right, go ahead, Autumn.
Well, for the record, I'm single, if that was in your repertoire. So with that being said, no, I don't agree with the fact that I'm spending $500 on my man. you're not my child. You don't get an allowance. Like, I don't mind doing nice things for my guy or, my significant other. But spending $500 a month, I don't care if even if I had it. It's not to say I won't do nice things for you, but no.
Nah. No, that's it? All right, Kylie. We know you got something juicy to say. Go ahead.
I'm with Autumn on this one. I don't make $500 a month, so
Ooh.
times are hard. According to the government,
If
I
y'all know
cannot meet this
people
quota.
that are hiring, this man needs a job.
At the end of the day, Netflix and chill is where I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Netflix and chill. Wait, is she paying for the Netflix? Okay, it adds up. Okay, I see Netflix and chill man over there. Fifi, what you got?
Okay, so like Kate said, like majority of us in here, we're college students. Now, I don't make like $2,000 per month, so I'm not going to be spending $500 on my man. I feel like that's, as a college student, I feel like that's way too much. Like Autumn said, I could treat you, I can do nice things for you. I don't mind doing that. But don't expect, like, yeah, I'm gonna put $500 aside for you every month to like, no, it's not happening.
But what
I'm
if you
sorry.
had it? If you had $500, because you keep saying as a college
I
student.
mean, if I had it, even then, it's like, don't expect it. I feel like if you're expecting it as my man, then that's a problem for me. I feel like you should know, okay, I can do nice things for you. I could spend, because if I had it, who knows? I could probably spend more than $500 on you for a month.
So you trying to amp it up to $1,000 a month?
Look, we going
$1,500,
I got bills.
$2,000.
But like, I think if you're expecting it, that's where it becomes a problem. Like, just know that I'll do nice things for you, but don't be like, oh well, babe, where's this? Don't add up to $500 this month. Stop.
All right, so Fifi gonna be spending $750 on you a month. What you gotta say, Patrick?
Well, first of all, me personally, I'm not gonna spend $500 a month on my man either. Like, if we're working towards it, like everyone else up here said, we all are college students, but even when it gets to that point, like one day I plan on being very successful. As of right now, I'm a semi-pro basketball player. So money is gonna start rolling in, and even then, I plan on my man needs to spend $500 a month on me. Like, I like shoes. I like to keep my hair done. I like clothes. He needs to spoil me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm that. I like.
No snapping. No. Wait, so this sounds selfish. So it should be the other way around. I don't know if any of y'all agree with Patrick on his note of that. So, Fifi, do you think that your man should be spending $500 on you?
Look. I think it should be a mutual thing.
Wait.
Not even for the front. My thing is this. It's like if I'm dishing out for you, dish out for me too. Like if I could buy you nice things, don't think you could go to like some thrift store and just get me a $2 top and I done went to Aldo and bought you a pair of shoes. It's not working out like that. Like you gotta put out, like if I put out for you, put out for me too. That's how I look at it.
Well, and now I think it's safe to say that it's the year 2015. Everything is pretty much acceptable. If I'm doing it for you, you need to be doing it for me. The gender stereotype thing, we need to start demolishing it. Are you gonna spend $500 a month on your pay?
If she worth it.
Oh.
So are you worth it?
So he's single, so nobody is worth it. Just so y'all, if y'all didn't know.
I'm just saying though, like, what is, if that's your answer, like the chick gotta be
Worth it. So that means, do you think that you're worth for the chick to do it to you?
I mean, who am I to judge? If she feels she needs to be, wait, it's not. Wait a minute, this is about y'all.
My bad.
But I think it's safe to say a majority of them said no. I agree.
You agree with which part?
I agree that we don't need to be spending $500 on one single person in a relationship. I think relationships are mutual. I think you need to be equal. I think, yes, you have a head of the household. You have one person who should be like, you know, but at the end of the day, if I'm coming out of pocket giving you $500 and you bringing me pairs of shoes from Payless, baby.
Can I add something?
Yes, you can.
And I also want to say, I would hope like my significant other would want to be successful in himself enough to like where he doesn't need me to have to get him anything. Like he can get it by himself, and that where I'm successful enough to where I'm not asking him to get me these things. If he wants to, as like a kind gesture, that makes sense. But like I can, get my own stuff. I don't need you to spend $500 on me because.
INDEPENDENT. Kali, go ahead and kill the question. You got go ahead and kill it. One last. Go ahead.
As a collegiate student, you feel me? I don't need her to spend $500 on me. To answer your second question, I'm completely okay if we just plan like a weekend a month. You feel me? Where we just divvy the prices in half because we both broke. Long story short, outside of Fifi, apparently.
Yes, you got money.
And we go just enjoy ourselves. You feel me? Make memories. But future Kali, like I agree with Autumn. You feel me? Like if I'm going to do nice things for my girl in the future, like when I have $500 that's pocket change. Oh, hey, babe, here's some flowers just because it's Tuesday. That's
Respect.
It.
If your mother or father was dating your best friend, would you allow it? Autumn.
All right, so when it comes to this question, I was a little bit more confused. Not that I didn't understand the question, but knowing my family, especially knowing my mother and father, that's just not something I would ever see or ever think they would even consider. And then also the people I hang out with, they're not those type of people. We're not the, date your mother and father kind of.
But what if it happened? So you have a girl best friend that finds your father attractive, and your father finds this young lady attractive. What do you do is the question.
What do I do? I mean, I'm going to be upset. That's not a situation to where you're like okay with it. But I'll be upset. I can't do anything. I probably won't talk to my father and I probably won't talk to her, but what am I supposed to do about them? I'm one person. So, do I think that will ever happen? No, that's why I probably really didn't contemplate the question and answer. But if it did happen, or if the scenario was to ever happen, other than being upset, there's nothing I can do. So.
Respect. Kali?
No, I'm gonna say is knowing who my mother is. When you were a kid, you did something wrong, your parents weren't mad at you, they were like disappointed, they gave you that look. Mom's gonna get that. The dude, you gotta shoot me to fade. You got to shoot me to fade. Because, hey, you know I'm breathing, right? I'm gonna keep shooting him to fade till I win, bro. That's it. I'm a little dude. I know what to do. You feel me? Go for the kneecaps. I see you, Larry.
This question's kind of hard because sadly, I have a lot of guy friends who like be wanting my mom because of her butt, which is pretty bad.
She thick, y'all. She thick.
So I could see some guys trying to put moves on her. I mean, it's happened before where some guys be like, "Oh, let me holler at your mom real quick." And I was like, "Please go play in traffic with your eyes closed real quick." Just right. Sorry. But I don't know. That's kind of like a tricky question because it's awkward. Like, I don't want to come home and like one of my friends are with my parents. Like, that's just awkward. Like, who the hell would want to? If you're that type of person, please, I need you to recompensate. Like, don't be my friend, please. Like, our friendship has ended at that point. As friends, like, me and you are no longer friends for that. And as my parents, yeah, we gonna have to sit down and talk.
Really? Playing on the basketball team, my mom shows up. My mom she looks very youthful. Like, she don't look her age, but I have to fight. I'm sorry. I may not look like a fighter. I stand 6'8", bruh. If a dude walk into my house thinking he's gonna talk to my mama, you're gonna have to get beat up. You're gonna have to beat me up first and get past my baby sister, and she's mean as the devil. But it's not gonna happen. First of all, you're immature if you think you're gonna use me as I'm gonna get in close with Pat, then get close to his mom, and then as my mother, I'm gonna give her my look.
Broke neck.
It ain't finna happen.
All y'all are fighters is what I'm hearing, so y'all all scrapping. I respect it. Why don't African Americans support other African American projects? Kali, you can start.
Define projects.
So whether it's events, since we talked about UWF, there's events. We have a lot of events on campus hosted by African American students that aren't supported by all African American students. So then we want to complain and get upset when it doesn't happen. There's a divide.
Now I'm going to use UWF as my guinea pig. As you know, a lot of people are super petty. 1. 2, as a race, we have this crab in the bucket kind of philosophy where if I don't get mine, you can't get yours.
Okay.
So little do you know, you feel me, if you ever take the time to read the Willie Lynch letter, if you take the time to just support one another, you accomplish a lot more working together than working against each other. You feel me? So that's the major issue where a lot of people just don't support others because it doesn't benefit them directly. And they don't realize the indirect connection that actually supports. One, they may come to your event. They may bring people to your event. They may say, hey, I know a guy who may be able to help you. But again, pettiness rules around here.
The shade tree. Go ahead, Autumn.
I kind of piggyback off of Kali. When it comes to me, when I thought about the question, my whole thing is, I see a lot of other cultures support, their own. Even down to different black cultures, you have Haitians who I see are very strong with their pride and stuff. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, anybody else seems to really grasp, wanting to support their own. But when it comes to African Americans specifically, it's really hard to get that. And I think it has a lot to do with how we were brought here and, how we kind of had to fight for what we have now. And not to say that we aren't strong and that we aren't proud, but when it comes to supporting each other, it hasn't been something that's been instilled in us. It hasn't been something that, we've grasped yet. So it's not to say that it won't come, but as of now, it's a very hard thing because it was never in our culture. It was never something that was brought to us. So where other people kind of have gotten that aspect of stuff, we haven't yet.
Just piggyback also, I feel like as the African American culture, they hate to see another person shine if they're not there to shine with them. So they rain on the parade, or they be like, oh, I'm going to come but never show up. And then they hate on this person because this person is trying to do bigger and better things. And they just don't want to support it. They don't want to backdoor. They don't want to have your back. Like, they just want to see you fail. Like Kali said, the crab in the bucket thing. They see one dude trying to reach up, or one female trying to reach up to success, fame, and they reach up, grab the leg, and we're pulling them back down because if I can't get it, why do you think I'm going to let you get it also?
I'm going to take a different approach to it. I think it depends on what it is. We've seen like all the injustice things that has happened to African Americans, and that's when like everybody decides to unite, and we could go here and support this rally. Oh, we're going to wear like Trayvon Martin shirts and all these different things that occur, but that's when the support happens. African Americans support each other when there's like an issue. That's the only time like everybody wants to come together and be united. But like everybody was saying up here, when it comes to like giving glory and someone shining and actually doing things that is best for them, that's when everybody's just like, nah, you got it. I don't really want to support you because I'm not doing or you're doing what I want to do. So that's the reason why I'm not going to support you. And it's more of like a jealousy thing. Like Kali was saying, crabs in a bucket. That's the mentality we have.
And oftentimes in African American communities, we often rank ourselves. And so you'll see the people who are protesting or upset over something like Trayvon Martin aren't always the quote unquote Michelle Obamas of the neighborhood. And we need to be supportive of the entire African American community, not just levels of the African American community, because that's segregating ourselves within our own culture.
I would definitely like to piggyback off what Fifi said, is that she's right. As a race, we do tend to support each other when there's like immediate danger. But also, conversation I had with my interns and some of my mentees last night is that racism by definition is when one race feels superior to the other. And we have that issue within our own race. I'm not sure if there's a term for it yet, but when we feel like we are either superior to one person or someone superior to us, we lack the motivation to support one another, and or just being there in support saying, hey, do you need help with your homework? Or hey, do you need help with this? Or even just physically showing up to add numbers to the metric system that supports a further message that's beyond ourselves.
Okay, so I'm gonna go a little off what we had originally scheduled. But so recently, Raven-Symone, y'all know she controversial, she always has something to say, said that she would not hire someone with a quote unquote ghetto name.
Okay, so for those of you who like know me personally, my real name is not Fifi, it's Velardia. Now, first off, that is not like your average open up the baby book get that type of name. It's not. So for someone who is Black and her name first off is Raven-Symone, that's not a typical name. So for someone of color to say that, that's really retarded in my eyes. Like, to tell someone, hey, I'm not gonna hire you because your name is ghetto. First off, what really defines a ghetto name? Just because it's not an average name, that means it's ghetto? Nah. Personally, don't see it like that. So for me, Raven needs to they need to take her off the View, one.
Oh, yes.
And then she need to be in her own little bubble, because that was really retarded for her to say that.
Well, having a common name, I used to tell them I have a white name. My name is Patrick, so it's very common. I mean, everyone knows a Patrick. You really can't base technique or work ethics off a name. Just because you have a quote-unquote ghetto name or your parents named you something unique or whatever, you can't base that just by looking at it. This person can come in and be your best worker in your area, your job field, just because the name does not define you. And Raven-Symone, come on now. Baby, that's stupid for you to say, and I hope she watches this so she can hear us.
Hey, I'm gonna send her to you. She not coming to my house to fight me about nothing.
I ain't worried about Raven.
Okay, kid, you got it. You got it, Raven-Symone. Go ahead, Otto.
It was funny because when I first heard that she had said that, the first things I went back to was actually an episode of That's So Raven, because I did watch That's So Raven. That was one of my shows,
We all did. That's So Raven in the house. Turn up.
And one of the shows, it was literally one of the people wouldn't hire her because of who she was and because she was Black. And so to think of how Raven came from that, the Cosby Show, the one we all loved, and then to what she is now, it just really makes me sad. And in representation for the names aspect of stuff, you don't know what those names mean. Names like Letitia and stuff like that mean the sun and, the moon and, king or heartbeat and stuff. And so to sit there and classify something as ghetto just because you don't associate with it is very ignorant of her. So I don't feel any type of way about Raven other than the fact that she was really ignorant in saying what she said. So
I'm going to piggyback off Autumn. Okay. She kind of started out pretty strong.
Pretty strong.
No. We on the same page. I know Raven as That's So Raven. Y'all know I don't watch TV, but she's autocracy. She is ignorant by definition, because how can you be an African American woman who is a celebrity? You have more pull than the average individual, and dare say that someone who has a ghetto name cannot be in the workforce, or you wouldn't hire them to a certain capacity. There's many cats that I know. I'll even pick out Dr. Carl Hart, a neurosurgeon at Columbia University in New York. He has goals in his mouth. Nazi dread them. And he's the smartest neurosurgeon on the planet.
What's some ghetto names that y'all may have heard, audience y'all included? What's the most ghettoest name? Markeisha. Whoa. Oh, I hold by name here, Markeisha. Who? Persuasia. See, that's the problem. See, this is the problem right here. All these ghetto names is good. Fifi.
But here's the thing too. What got me with Raven was the fact that she said the whole name thing, but she never even brought up appearance. Now, my thing is I'm very big. I feel like appearance means a lot, especially when you go into an interview or anything like that. First off, she was on the show with fiery red hair in a mohawk style, and you said something ignorant like that. First off, if I was a CEO or something like that and saw that, she wasn't getting it.
Oh, Kali, what you got to say? Wait, bring the mic back down.
I did not know that. So, I don't know her work experience outside of acting. I don't know her education. I don't know anything that makes her an actual employee outside of her face. And I don't know Bill Cosby. So with that being said, I feel like she has no credibility in the first place, no credentials in the second place. And how dare she? As an African American woman, you should probably be ashamed of yourself in all capacities.
Damn, she finna get y'all asses, boy.
But I think what's
Richardson.
also sad, though, is that she's not the only person who feels that way. You have a lot of other people out there who will really judge you by what your name is. And I think, she might have said it, but what's bad is that she's the only person who said it, out loud. So what about the other people in the workforce who actually do feel that way, who actually do have the credentials that you were talking about? So, that just makes you wonder, how do you approach somebody like you're literally being judged off your name? Like your application is being put aside because of what your name is, and what does that say about us as people who are, you know?
Somebody said bars in the audience. Go ahead, Autumn. Snap.
It's just funny because, like, back in Mississippi, I worked for Surf Style. It's a souvenir store. And I literally seen my manager take an application, and because of the name on this application and because of the school this person went to, throw it away. And I was like, why didn't you look at it? She was like, oh, this name is ghetto. This person went to Harrison Central. And I'm like, I went to Harrison Central, but you hired me. She was like, your name was different. Your name's Patrick. So for this to actually happen and you see it, it's like, dang, how do you come back to that when you see it happen? You can't speak, but you don't know this person. This person could be an excellent worker, and you just tossed it to the side because of education, background, or name.
Would y'all say that Raven, in a sense, is a traitor against her own race? Go ahead, activist, Kali.
I'm not gonna say she's a traitor by her own race, because I can't blame her for her own ignorance. I blame those around her, because they allowed her to develop to this capacity to where she actually believes that, hey, I'm not black. Hey, my culture is not this. Hey, I don't know where I come from. Maybe it's the TV cameras. I'm not sure. You feel me? This is the first time I've been recorded live outside of the news, which probably isn't a good thing. But at the end of the day, it's like, again, as a person of minority, whether be male and or female, Raven or not, I expect more of you, because you should understand the issues that all races feel outside of the Caucasian race, that in America, what we go through, having to work harder than our counterparts, being more intelligent, and to be giving as male equal wages as female below that, to sit there and say that you would actually not hire somebody, even in his example, like because of their name. I know many people who have the worst of names, the worst. But those are the ones who are Ivy League. Those are the ones who have 4.0 GPAs and are breaking all types of strides in medical and all types of fields. So to say that without knowing the research or doing your research is embarrassing.
I want the first word that comes to your mind. Don't think twice about it. Would you rather be happy or successful? Fifi, go.
There's no in between.
Okay, so
Cause I'm happy, clap along.
okay, I'd rather be happy, cause I feel like with success comes so many different things. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I just rather be happy than successful. I mean, of course you need success. So yeah, I'd rather be happy because I feel like in life, the happiness is better than being successful. Like if I have all this money like laying around and things like that, but I don't have like someone to keep me happy, a family, a significant other, friends, like then it's pointless to have all this money to myself, because it's like, who am I sharing like the success with and the happiness with? So at the end of the day, I feel like it's best to be happy than successful at the end of the day. So
I think I'd rather be happy as well. I mean, you can have all the money in the world and be successful, but still be sad on the inside. Because you can have all this fame and fortune, but you go home to nobody. No one's there to greet you. So I think I'd rather be happy. That way, I can come home to a smiling face every day, someone who's happy to see me, and we can just build from there. There's no point in having money to no one to share it with. I'd rather be broke, but have someone I can go home to and lay down with and be happy just to see. So
I feel like y'all have one definite answer of success and happiness.
And I just want to say this. So y'all two, before I get to you two, said you will be okay with being happy. I guess that means happy doing whatever you choose to do within your life, right? So if you would never excel out of the situation that you are, so if you're in Pensacola and you're happy and you're teaching or you're playing basketball, could you be happy with that and not making it to the next level outside of this city onto a bigger scale? Could you be happy with that? Y'all two can go for it. And then if y'all disagree.
I mean, if we're speaking on professions, technically I'm an artist, and starving artist is a thing type. So like to say, I didn't pick my profession because I thought I was going to be making buku amount of money. I picked it because it's what makes me happy. It's what, I could be living on my mama's couch, but I'd still be happy with what I was doing, regardless of that. Now, between happiness and success, of course, I want both. I would like to be living nice. I don't want to be on my mother's couch. But at the end of the day, I feel that if I'm doing what I think God made me to do and, you know, what I was here to do, then there's nothing else to complain about, so.
I'm gonna take a bit of a different approach. So I vote success. I say that because choosing happiness over success is gonna be more of a selfish act versus a selfless act. No offense to you guys, I love you all, trust me. But a lot of things that I do is it's more of putting myself in a position to help others. You feel me? So, example, I'd rather be, you know, Dr. Richardson with buku bread, because that way I can have a scholarship foundation. That way I can do things to help others outside of myself. And rather if I have someone to come home to and be happy to, you feel me? There's balance in the world. You can't, I'm not gonna say you can't have both, but there's a price to pay for your success. So if I have to choose between being broke and happy or rich and broke, a lot of people need resources. So I'd rather be rich to give those resources out to people who need them, i.e. college students, i.e. us. I'm pretty sure everybody here can use a boost in financial aid. You feel me? And to give ourselves more opportunity than we had prior to before. So if I had to sacrifice my happiness for someone else's success or someone else's happiness, I would do so.
So what is your definition of success?
My definition is actually accomplishing my dreams. That's personally what my success is. So graduating from UWF, attending the grad school that I want to do, doing the career that I want to do, that defines success for me. Like I don't need to be making, you know, a whole bunch of money and sitting in a mansion and things like that. For me personally, that doesn't really define my success level. It's just accomplishing the things that I told myself that I'm gonna do by a specific age, or this is what I wanna do in life. So to answer your question, for me, that's what defines it, so.
Okay. Patrick?
To define my idea of what success is giving back to the youth, or doing what I do best, even if I don't make it beyond what I do, showing that the younger generations who do better than what I've done. As a basketball player, I know everyone's dream is to make it to the NBA. As a level of myself, I've already, I played college basketball, so as of right now, my chances of getting to the NBA is slim to none. I mean, semi-pro, I'm there, but I want to be able to take what I learned and go into the classroom setting and teach the younger youth, train them, help them to get better, just so they can know what is waiting out there, what is their chances of making it to the next level, not just NBA level, but like for the high schoolers who wants to make it to D-League, play pro, play on that college level, help them out, try to get them better to get there.
When I think of success, I think, making my mark on the world, doing something worth somebody remembering so that when I'm not here, they can be like, well, Autumn did this, or, Autumn did that. And I'll be very proud with that, even if that's just what it is.
I vote success on more of a normalistic view. And I say that in being more of that of money, that of reputation, that of success, that we know that. And I say it because I know there's a lot of people here in the audience who come from an international background. And a lot of people in our countries don't have that level of success, some more than others. So again, like I stated before, if I had to pay a price for my country at least to say, hey, would I rather have happiness or be able to benefit for my country and other young people who are given more opportunities than we are already given? I'd sacrifice my happiness for them. I'd sacrifice the opportunity for them to be able to come to this country, get an education, be given the opportunity to potentially be what we qualify as successful, money, popularity, whatever the case may be. So I think it just depends on the individual you're talking to and what they value more as success, rather be more normalistic or more of themselves.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, audience. That is the end of episode 3 of The Juice. Thank you guys for coming out. It has been great. If you have a viewer's choice question you'd like to give, tune in to the next episode, episode 4, which will be November the 7th, right here, same location, same spot.
Juice, we got it, we got it. Juice, we got it, ain't nothing fake, that's about it. Juice, we got it, we got it. Juice, we got it.
King Nation,
you can't live without
Creative Visions.
The juice is equivalent to anything you people label as incredible.